Remember, kids, always listen to your parents. Eat your vegetables. Get a good night's sleep. Go to school so you can get an education and be a strong, independent person and don't need no man or woman. And last but certainly not least, if you happen to be with your parents and your dad is changing a flat tire on a lone dirt country road that only a lone truck is coming down on, and you see a bolt happen to pop out into the road, don't go chasing after said bolt. Otherwise, the truck that doesn't see you will hit you. Your parents will be all upset. They'll be all down in the dumps, and they'll want to contact you, and they'll make a deal with somebody they think is you that turns out to be a demon that possesses a doll, and then it will haunt your parents and terrorize your parents and rip your parents apart. Do you think about that, kids? No, you only think about yourselves. You goddamn selfish kids. I'm John Renton with my review of Annabelle Creation, one of my favorite horror movies of the last 10 years. I didn't expect that I would say that when I first saw it. And yes, I do own the other Annabelle movies. Annabelle, one hardly needs to go on about this after the first 30 minutes, though I did retro review that. And Annabelle Comes Home, that I also reviewed when it first came out. And I actually did review Annabelle Creation when it first came out, but I wasn't doing spoilers, rather, for my reviews at that time. I was doing, like, possible spoilers. So I wanted to go a little bit more in depth, because I did not suspect that this would be that good, because after the first Annabelle movie, I was like, oh, they're going to do a prequel to this. It turned out to take the Ouija route. Ouija, Origin of Evil, turned out to be a whole lot better than the Ouija movie. This one is directed by David F. Sandberg, who directed Lights Out and Shazam. Stars Anthony Paglia. I probably am mispronouncing that and butchering that horribly. Miranda Otto, I would, and you would too. Even her in this movie. I'm a sick man. Samara B, who played the character of B, so I'm pretty certain that was difficult for her to... it's funny that she was named Samara, given a scene that happened a little bit later. And then Lula Wilson plays Linda, and then Janice was played... I'm not even going to try to pronounce the actress's name, but both the two girls they focus on with their friendship, they were pretty good in this. And I can't really begin to describe how shocked I was that this turned out to be so good. Basically, the Mullins, they're making doll, like, Mr. Mullins, Anthony, he's a doll maker and everything, and his wife, and their daughter, they're all happy. They're in a far off house, but they're in a small community. And then one day they're coming back from church. He tries to change a tire. Bolt flies out, and the truck's coming. And it's a really great scene. Like, the door, I'll get it, boom! And the doll shattered. It's really good. David F. Sandberg, Lights Out was pretty good. And Shazam was what it was. But, it was a different type of superhero movie. He understands horror. He understands subtlety. He understands atmosphere. And also, this is written by Gary Dauberman, who did Annabelle the Nun, Annabelle Comes Home, Chapter 1 and 2. And he's done other stuff. He's a really good writer. This was a good teaming. It wasn't like the director of Annabelle, the director of Mortal Kombat Annihilation, hence why I called it Annabelle Annihilation, because it annihilated my interest in wanting to see any more Annabelle movies that this revived. So there's, a nun, or Sister Charlotte, and I gotta say, Sister Charlotte may be one of the stupidest characters in horror, at least recent horror movie history. I'm not saying the actress, it's just the way they wrote her, but she is leading, a bunch of orphans. A few girls that look like they're way too old to be orphans. I think one of them actually at the time of filming was 24. At least the actress was. But it is what it is. There's a few of them and they're in the Mullins house. And this is a way for the Mullins to basically make up for what happened to their daughter. And this is some 12 years later. Linda and Janice are good friends. And I will say that the friendship between them seems very organic. They seem like good childhood friends. Janice she's a victim of polio, and she has leg injuries, and she, needs a crutch to get around, stuff like that. And that plays into the movie a little bit later. Esther is not in good shape. That's Miranda Otto's character, and we'll find out a little bit later. She's confined to her bed, and basically, her husband Sam goes out and gets groceries and stuff like that. You're not to go in there and talk to her. So yeah, this was from there, we get a basic horror movie. Obviously, there are places in the house one shouldn't go, and naturally, since it's a horror movie, people go in said places, i.e. Janice, the one that's the weakest, so naturally she's the most curious. And we get, the typical cliches of, oh, you shouldn't do that, what the hell are you doing? Sam says, this room is locked and it stays that way. Janice feels useless because, because of her condition. And Linda makes a promise with her, we're going to get adopted together, And again, good, genuine stuff. It's simple, but it's effective. And this had atmosphere, subtlety, good. It had solid acting. I won't say good acting, but that's solid acting. And it had good scares. They earned the scares. Yes, there was the jump scare stuff. And yes, there was a lot of cliches. You're going to get that in horror movies, but this handled it in probably the best way possible, considering it's a prequel to a movie that was not well received. This turned out to actually be, a home run, I would say. And Janice ends up being targeted by a demon and finds Bee's room, which was previously locked. And there's a key hidden in the room in the dollhouse that she had. Welcome to the dollhouse. And the Annabelle doll is there, and then suddenly she's like tries to lock the thing, and then suddenly the Annabelle doll gets under a sheet. Oh, sheet! And then we get more of the usual. We get some hide and seek stuff. Linda plays hide and seek. Janice confesses to the sister she went into the room and like there was this weird doll, and at one point she falls, she has a fall a little bit later, but Linda hides in a little cupboard, a little cubby hole in the stairs, more like Linda stairs. Would like to see, man, I really covered about 8 city blocks to get to that. So the Scarecrow in the haunted barn was kind of funny. It was better than the movie Scarecrow, which is funny. I think it was in 2003. It actually wasn't that bad. It was weird. There was a hot brunette in it. But anyway, Annabelle is hiding, and we get, chair. We get the chair rocking if the chair comes a rocking. And we get a photo with the nuns, basically the sister is showing Sam this, and he says, well, who's that? I don't know, I've never seen her before. You just tilt this photo up a bit, it's Valak from The Nun. Just right there. How does she not fucking see that in the photo that she's had for a while? God damn, this character was stupid. Anyway, the older girls tell stories about Mrs. Mullins. Oh, she comes to life and basically takes your soul, or she can walk at night and take your soul and all that, and then bells will be ringing because she rings a bell whenever she needs attention. Sister says to Mrs. Mullins, Janice, basically finds Bee and sees she sees a picture of Bee and Annabelle with dark eyes, and then Linda ends up seeing the doll and ends up accidentally shooting the doll, the demonically possessed doll that is, with a ball gun that has a string attached. That's what you want to fucking do with a goddamn demon doll, is shoot at it. It was at that moment that they knew that they fucked up. Janice sees Bee, and Bee's like, can you help me? What do you want? Your soul! Ugh. Really should take it easy on that at this age. So the legs are scratchy because Bee's like, I just want to be your friend and your soul. It's not Bee, obviously. It's a demon. We now control the horizontal and the vertical chairlift because there's a chairlift to help Janice get up the steps. And it's to the moon and then drop because Janice now gets injured and she's basically confined to a wheelchair because she got hurt. Because she got dropped from about 50 feet and somehow didn't die. Then Janice basically is back from the clinic. So time, I think, is all she needs. The sister is fucking stupid. I just want to say again. I feel an evil presence. Oh no, sleep isn't going to help me. There's something going on. The devil preys on, those who are weak of faith, not weak of body. No, that's not how it fucking works. But whatever helps you sleep at night. Anyway, Sam and Esther are at odds about whether, Janice actually fell. And Esther's like, it's been quiet for 12 years. And she feels like she's a burden to Linda. Maybe you should just get adopted. And she says, well, remember when, we made the sister think there were mice and that, in this other house, she's like, I'm going to cleanse the house of these mice. And they're having fun again. Genuine stuff. It seems like everything's okay. And then, well, the Annabelle dolls are rocking. Don't come a knocking because the door's open. You don't need to knock. You can see the Annabelle doll right there. See this thing. This thing. Once again, this thing. Oh, fuck it. I'm just going to hold up all 3 of them. Yay. Yeah, I might as well have some fun with this goddamn review. Anyway, they're balling it up. She's shooting the ball, and then the demon's like, okay, I'm done with this ball. Takes the ball. I'm done with this. I am the ball gun now. And the sunlight will do you good. So Sister Charlotte pushes her out into the yard. They're like, shit, I need to go back and see Mrs. Mullins because Sam took off. And then the kids don't notice that Volek is just suddenly pushing her into the barn. Okay. Anyway, we get barnyard dolls. Man, they are terrible this time of year. Not like barnyard owls. And then bee stings are different, in the 50s because they didn't sting you so much as barf stuff in you, like in The Conjuring. And then now Janice is possessed. And the girls discuss the ghostly stuff and everything, and we get a Mullen cross-examination because now that Janice is possessed, she's walking around. Linda tells Samuel, Janice has seen your daughter. Janice went into the bedroom. That doll was hidden away. She must never go near that doll. So Please Don't Take My Sunshine Away was a song that Bee sang that they played on the record player. And then the fingers are getting all that. And then Mr. Mullins gets turned into a 20-day-old corpse really quickly. Like, really quickly. And then suddenly they realize shit's going south. It took the sister this long to realize that. She must have the brain the size of a chickpea. So then Linda gradually and stupidly tries to get rid of the doll. She throws it down the well, which angers Samara, because Samara B, and also because Samara at the bottom, the ring, do you get it? The ring. And Mrs. Mullins doesn't want to see the doll, no, but it turns out that we see a flashback. They gave her permission to move into the doll because they were so upset about losing B, and they were like, we can have B possess, or, take care of, get into the doll. They didn't bother to think that maybe something wasn't right about this. So, then Annabelle basically scratches her eye out. You'll scratch your eye out. And that was about it. It's the eye of Mrs. Mullins, except it's like the eyes of Laura Mars, except this one actually is more frightening. Actually, this is like the eyes of Laura Mars, only good. So then it's time to cease from sin, Carol, and Janice has a knife. Miss Jackson, if you're... No, wait, that's Janet. And then the sister is stupid, as is everyone else. Hey, let's go downstairs and let's get out of here. Oh, wait, no. Let's take forever. The demon cut Mrs. Mullins in half awfully quickly and hung her up, didn't she? It. I think it was the demons call it it. They all float down here, Janice. So, the sister finally, shoves her she shoves Janice and the doll into the room that had all the scripture over it and everything. And, well, God damn it. Oh, and then earlier, and then at the same time, Carol's trapped in the goddamn barn with the scarecrow that's doing the thing, but she gets saved. Linda is in a dumbwaiter. This is taking a bit too long. And then after Janice gets locked in that room, Janice escapes through the demonic tunnel that just happens to be in that room. Or she tunneled through the wall, or she had a zombiever come in and attack. Either of those possibilities are equally, possible. So the house is blessed. Which one of you wants this doll? I don't want it. So, and I'm like, well, that's the end. And then they cut to where, later where they cut to, the beginning of the first Annabelle movie, like, ho, 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 ho. And they have the couple who got the daughter that ended up being part of the satanic cult. She, they got her and they go, we got you a present. We hope you like dolls. And it's the haunted Raggedy Ann doll, and I'm scared. I'm scared, please. Mom, can you pick me up? I'm scared. Check out my retro review of Mean Girls if you want to, but God, the Raggedy Ann doll that the actual Annabelle spirit is in is far more frightening than that fucking version. Far more frightening. And then, we flash forward years later, and we see alternate footage from the first one, and it's like, Annabelle, hello, Mom, or hi, Mom, and then she stabs her and everything, and then she says, John, I heard somebody, and then he goes to investigate, and then cut. Then we get a mid-credit Annabelle doll music box thing from The Conjuring, and then we get an end-credit thing of Volek approaching, and that brings us to The Nun that I already reviewed. Anyway, I enjoyed this movie a lot. It seemed like I kind of shit on some of it, because the Sister Charlotte character was stupid, not the actress. But anyway, yay, Annabelle creation. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.